Bonjour, it's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And I apologise for last week. On Friday, I went away to Padula near Karambara and Leongatha, and I enjoyed it very much. And I missed the lesson, but in compensation, I went to the beach. It was a fantastic day. And it was Friday the 13th of January 2023. Today is Friday the 20th of January 2023, and here I am again, and this time it's lesson number 43. Lesson number 43. Lesson number 43, because I haven't written it down. Okay, now I'm not really all that prepared to this morning, but we're going to do something very special. That's the comparison of adjectives and adverbs from a grammatical point of view. Then, of course, I will read something else from Conte Simpatic, which I suggest, welcome to Sunda Lombardi, which I suggest that everyone gets a copy of, and they are here. Booksellers need support, because all these books that I'm surrounded with help me with these programs as well, and it can help you in your own life. So if you have computers at home, etc., you also need some books, and you need books that are relevant to what you want to learn. Basically, it's an intellectual pastime and a present one, and it can become a social one as well, because then you can, delve into the culture of the language that you're learning. It's a simple thing. And last year I decided, Tom, I'm going to learn some Spanish. Now, I'm still struggling with it, of course, but I can read it now quite well. I can sing it. I can sing some songs. I know some words, and my actual speaking part is still hesitant because of what it is. But the days of the week, the months of the year, the seasons, the numbers, I tend to revise on a regular basis. The colours, also looking at the actual words about particular topics. So that's what we're going to do today. The other thing, of course, never forget that with the songs, in order to get them right, you need to sing them over and over again. I have looked at other songs for this year, 2023, but I haven't got them ready yet. I think once school starts, then things will come back to normal. And being a teacher of languages and history, I'm not going to let go of these two wonderful jewels in my life. They give me so much pleasure, and yes, even a direction in life. It gives me the opportunity to keep on learning or to keep on revising. And that's what happens. But out of all this, I've also decided I'm going to learn a little bit more about computers and go to classes myself to learn, because I'm having so much trouble actually delving, into all the aspects of computers and iPhones. There's so much that it offers. It's like, in a car, you've got all the facilities there, and then all you do is press one button on one station, and that's it, and that's all you ever hear. When you got so much there that you could do with the facility that you have in the car. But the main thing about a car is to drive it. So, and that's the same with life. It's to live it. And, that's what we're trying to do now. One thought about all those people who have passed away. They're in paradise. They're traveling on their own clouds up there somewhere. And I think about them quite, occasionally, regularly, because at this age, a lot of the people that we've known, slowly but surely, and including moi, including us, all of us, will all get there. I remember Ignazio Santagati, one of the Sicilian poets that we had, and I produced one of his books initially, and he was in his early 70s, and he said, be quick, Tom, because you never know, it could go tomorrow. So, well, then he went away at 91, 92. After, when he got to the third book, fourth book, because they weren't selling, none of these things sell, you got to give them away. I said, Ignazio, he said, well, Tom, it's all I can afford. If you can do it, do it. Otherwise, I have to look somewhere else. And he did. But I still remember him fondly and I have a lot of his books, the two books plus the other three that he produced elsewhere on my shelves, C'est la vie. Let's start. Okay. Comparison of adjectives and adverbs. The comparative is formed by placing plus, moins, or aussi before and que after the adjective or adverb. Comparison of superiority. Plus que, more than. Cette robe est plus belle que l'autre. This dress is prettier than the other. Il parle plus vite que moi. He speaks faster than me, or more rapidly than me. Than I. He speaks more rapidly than I. Comparison of equality. Aussi que, as. Elle est aussi intelligente que moi. She's as intelligent as I am. Il parle aussi couramment que Pierre. He speaks as fluently as Peter. Comparisons of inferiority. Moins que, less than. Cet tailleur est moins cher que l'autre. This suit is less expensive than the other. Ce garçon agit moins poliment que l'autre. This boy acts less politely than the other. Now, what do you notice about this? That if you did it in reverse, you actually are learning English at the same time. Note that the disjunctive pronoun follows que, disjunctive pronoun. So you got to know the conjunctive pronoun. Oh, well, whatever. Je suis plus, disjunctive pronouns. Je suis plus intelligent que lui. I am more intelligent than he. In negative sentences, aussi can become si. Aussi become si. Affirmative. Elle parle aussi vite que son frère. Aussi. Can become si. Negative. Elle ne parle pas si vite que son frère. So it's in the negative there. Plus and moins do not change in the negative sentences. Elle ne parle pas plus vite que son frère. She does not speak more quickly than her brother. So, if you want to learn French, come to me. And apart from these lessons, we can discuss what the material, the didactic material that you should have in your, in order to follow my lessons a little bit better, and you then have the repetition of these online, which helps a lot. But the main thing really is this contact, the human contact. Elle ne parle pas moins vite que son frère. She does not speak less quickly than her brother. Plus and moins used as adverbs of quantity require de before a numeral. Je travaille plus de 60 heures par semaine. I work more than 60 hours per week. Il y a moins de 20 personnes inscrites au cours. There are fewer than 20 people enrolled in the course. In fact, the courses at the University of the Third Age in Deepdene have less than, well, have 15, no more than 15. Less than 20. Okay. Il y a moins de 20 personnes, but il peut porter plus que 2 kilos. He can carry more than 2 kilos. Does it mean that he carries them? Or does it mean that he carries them as weight on his body? When there is a clause depending on the comparative, the expletive ne must be used before the subordinate verb. The ne does not make the verb negative. Now, just understanding that what I've just said requires somebody who's well versed in grammar. That's why you need the book, in order to refer back to it. Il est plus intelligent que vous ne le pensez. He's more intelligent than you think. Elle est plus intelligente qu'elle n'en a l'air. She's more intelligent than she appears. Follow them all. Marie est grande, less than. Marie est moins grande que sa sœur. And these are the exercises. Elle est intelligente. Cet enfant est poli. Elle est patiente. Annette est sérieuse. Il est gentil. Hélène parle intelligemment. Cet homme conduit dangereusement. Vous chantez doucement. Judith attend patiemment. Vous agissez poliment. So some of these sentences, 5 are with the adjective and 5 are with the adverb. And there's more exercises here. Il est grand, Georges. Il est grand. Georges est plus grand. Je suis intelligente. Pierre est plus intelligente. Nous travaillons patiemment. Les autres travaillent plus patiemment. Elle danse gaiement. Hélène danse aussi gaiement. Elle écoute attentivement. Pierre écoute aussi attentivement. Elles sont intelligentes. Marc est moins intelligente. So you get, elle est petite, il est grand. Hélène est plus petite. George est plus grande. Hélène est plus petite. So in other words, they want you to change the masculine to the feminine, the whole sentence. Rewrite the following sentences in the negative. Il parle plus vite que moi. Il répond aussi intelligemment que Georges. Il chante moins doucement que Pierre. Elle est plus belle que Babette. Elle est aussi gentille que sa sœur. Wow. There's more, but there's more. Should I do the... I'll do them all. I'll go a little bit further today with the grammar so that I can finish this comparative, and then next week will be superlative of adjectives and adverbs. Okay. Combine the two sentences according to the model. Vous croyez qu'elle est douée? Elle est plus douée. Elle est plus douée que vous ne le croyez. Il a l'air intelligent, il est plus intelligent qu'il n'en a l'air. Vous croyez qu'il est bête, il est moins bête. Vous trouvez qu'elle est intelligente, elle est plus intelligente. Vous pensez qu'il est drôle, il est moins drôle. Il a l'air méchant, il est plus méchant. Cette chanson a l'air compliquée, elle est moins compliquée. I'm not showing this to you because by now you should be able to just listen to what I'm saying. We're not going to learn this overnight, that's for sure. Comparative followed by a noun. Followed by a noun, plus que becomes plus de que, aussi que becomes autant de que, and moins que becomes moins de que. J'ai plus de livres que lui. I have more books than he does. Elle est autant d'argent que moi. She has as much money as I have. Elle est moins de livres que moi. She has fewer books than I. Follow the model. So when you say she has fewer books than me, that's wrong. It's supposed to be she has fewer books than I. Pierre a des livres moins. Pierre a plus de livres que moi. Anne a de l'argent as much. Elle a des robes fewer. Il a des autos more. Elle a des gâteaux as many. Vous avez des peintures more. Vous avez des CD as many. Il a mangé des tartes more than. Elle a pris des livres fewer than. So these are the rules regarding comparisons of adjectives and adverbs. So next time will be the superlative. And here we go in here. Superlatives. There's still quite a bit about this chapter, on this chapter. And then afterwards there are prepositions after this. Look, come and see me. What can I say? If you're interested in French, That's the way to do it. Okay. A reminder that these books here, okay, are the two plays which we're going to concentrate on, learning some parts from these two plays. There are also other plays that I have. So if you're keen, then great. Now I'm going to read Le Canoa from Conte Sympathique, okay? Here we go. Now, should I show? I think this time I will show you the reading as I do it, so that you can do it too. But again, if you have the book, it would be so much easier. Here we go. Le Canoa. Après avoir fini ses études d'anthropologie à l'université de Rouen, le jeune savant est parti pour la Guyane française. That's in Africa. Il voulait étudier les coutumes d'une tribu sauvage qui vivait dans la forêt tropicale. A tribu sauvage. See, I don't like that. Why not just say tribu? Sauvage means that's the way they look at the people in Africa, as savages. That's not right, because they live quite a nice life. However, if you interfere, then they have got their own, ways of dealing with things. So is that sauvage? Well, I don't know. Le village se trouvait à l'intérieur du pays et il a donc fallu traverser des montagnes et des rivières avec un guide indien. Pendant que l'indienne ramait le canot sur l'Oyapock, river on the border of French Guiana and Brazil. French Guiana. That's not in Africa, in South America. There you are, Tom Padula, learn your geography. Sais-tu lire? A-t-il demandé à l'indienne. Non, monsieur, je ne suis jamais allé à l'école. Tu as perdu un quart de ta vie, a dit le jeune homme. Sais-tu écrire? Non, monsieur, je vous ai dit que nous n'avons pas d'école au village. Again, that's a wrong one, because the older people, they don't have a formal school, but they have schooling. As-tu perdu la moitié de ta vie? Comprends-tu la mathématique? A-t-il demandé. Non, monsieur, je ne comprends pas même le mot mathématique. I don't even know the word. Mon vieux, tu as perdu donc 3/4 de ta vie. So if you lost half, plus a third, the guy shouldn't exist. So let's see what l'Indien is going to say. L'Indien s'est fâché à entendre ces questions et ces déclarations. Il s'est dit, c'est moi qui rame ce bateau et qui lui sert de guide. En effet, la réussite de cette aventure dépend de mes forces, mais le jeune homme se moque de moi parce qu'il croit qu'il est mon supérieur. S'il était vraiment intelligent, il ne parlerait pas comme ça. Je voudrais bien lui apprendre qu'il est inférieur. So there you are. So the Indian guy says, this guy is making fun of me, this young man, and he thinks he's superior to me. So I'm going to teach him a lesson and show him who is inferior and who is superior. This keeps on going again, this racism thing. Pendant ce temps, le ciel s'était couvert de nuages épais, thick clouds, et un orage a éclaté, orage du storm. Il y avait des éclairs et des coupes de tonnerre. Okay, lightning and thunder. Il pleuvait assez haut. Okay. L'anthropologiste qui était mouillé jusqu'au haut tremblait de peur. Le vent était si fort que les vagues entraient dans le bateau. À ce moment, le canot s'est renversé et voilà les deux jeunes gens dans l'eau. L'Indien a crié à l'anthropologiste. « Savez-vous nager ?»« Non, au secours » était la réponse. « Alors tu as perdu ta vie entière » a ajouté l'Indien. Malheureusement, il y avait aussi des piranhas et des alligators dans le fleuve. En voyant les deux hommes, ils se sont dit « Il n'y a pas de meilleure nourriture pour nous que ces deux individus qui se croient supérieurs l'un à l'autre. » So they ended up in the mouth of alligators and piranhas, and because they were fighting about who was more superior than the other, because of the storm. So I understood all this. Let me see if there's more, because no, there are questions now about this particular story. Now, from my point of view, I've understood all that, but, you know, if you ask me, Tom, could you please, tell the story in French again, a summary of it. Il y avait un jeune homme qui était à l'Amérique du Sud. Il était dans le French Guiana, prochain de le Brésil, la nation du Brésil. Et il était un anthropologiste. Il a demandé à sa guide qui était, etc., etc. See, I'm struggling to get it back. But the idea is that once you got these words, if I really want to, after a while, I would have to be able to tell this story in French. That's another one that will help me now in my teaching, because I can then say, okay, students, see how I'm struggling with this summary of the French. Could you do the same? Do you remember what you've read? Have you learned some of the phrases? That's how it is. And then the exercises, of course, help you a lot. So if you really want to learn French, and, well, you can come to the University of the Third Age, or if you want to do it with me, even online, we can make arrangements, okay? The only thing is, if I do it as privately, it's like the doctors, I will have a little charge for my time, of course, okay? Because that will help me keep on volunteering my time, elsewhere, whilst I'm also looking after the business of Insegna.com. All right, so that's it for now. From that, let me get back. Okay, so that was quite an interesting, for me, an interesting part of the lesson, because I was able to, at least say a few words in French as a summary of that story. And now we got Paul Verlaine, 1944 to 96. So he was what, 96, 92 minus 40. He was 52. He was 52 when he died. In Verlaine's work, which as often as not was written in the heart of Paris or London or Brussels, we are repeatedly struck by an intimate feeling for nature which the poet renders by deft impressionistic touches. Verlaine, par ce qu'il a de meilleur, est resté un rural, says Claude. Nothing could be further from the plasticity the Parnassians advocated. Although Verlaine, like Heredia, early frequented the Parnasse, that's a movement, a poetic movement in Paris, and yet there is sure evocation. We imagine a gently rolling countryside whose curves merge, disappear into one another, and leave with us a pervading atmosphere of sensuous charm. These characteristics may well be the lasting echo of his childhood years spent in the provinces, especially the Ardennes, where he regularly went during his holidays. Yet he moved to Paris with his family in 1851. So he was 7 years old when he got to Paris. Had his schooling at the Lycée Bonaparte, good name, and entered on the study of law. He finally abandoned the faculty in 1964. Is that the destiny of all poets? I did law and I didn't continue. And not by choice, but by necessity. Well, for me, it was more other reasons. Became a clerk at the Paris Town Hall. In 1866, Poème Saturnienne appeared, the first of a long series of collections of verse. Mine appeared in the magazine, the student magazine at Melbourne University. His life was miserable, swinging violently between debauchery and religious fervour. None of that for me. I lived a good life in all ways. Yet out of it came a poetry which maintains a note of purity, a voice that sings with simplicity and tenderness, un air de flûte très lointain dans des coucheurs éteintes, as he once wrote. You know, it's like music. Monsieur Prudhomme, I'm going to read this as we go along. Il est grave, il est mère et père de famille. Son faux col engloutit son oreille. Ses yeux dans un rêve, son teint flottant, insoucié. Et le printemps en fleurs sur ses pantoufles brille. Here we are. I'm going to show it to you. We'll do the poem together. Okay, here it is. I read you the French. Okay. Il est grave, il est mère et père de famille. Son faux col engloutit son oreille. Ses yeux dans un rêve, son teint flottant, insoucié. Et le printemps en fleurs sur ses pantoufles brille. Que lui fait l'astre d'or, que lui fait la charmille, où l'oiseau chante à l'ombre, et que lui font les cieux, et les prés verts et les gazons silencieux. Monsieur Prudhomme songe à marier sa fille avec Monsieur avec Monsieur Machin, un jeune homme cossu. Il est juste milieu, botaniste et pensieux. Quant aux faiseurs de vers, c'est vaurien, c'est maroufle, c'est fainéant, barbu, mal peigné, il les a plus en horreur que son éternel coryza et le printemps en fleurs bire sur ses pantoufles. All right, probably the first poem that Verlaine ever published, this sonnet appeared in 1863. So in 1863, he was 19. When was he born? 1844. Yeah, he was 19 years old. Well, I was around that time. I got to university a little bit later because of my transposition from Italy to here. Okay. It is, as he said, a satirette, a little satire that laughs at the bourgeois and his self-importance. The tone is light-hearted, a rare note for the regular sonnet form. Verlaine plays on words, gives humorous overemphasis, e.g. engloutit son oreille, suggests bourgeois vulgarity by his choice of epithets cossu, pensieux, and provides his model with a running nose and punctiliously bright shoes that reflect nature but do not respond to its call. So there you are. You need interpretation of the whole lot here. Well, these sort of books, you know, are used for study. So if you're doing French and if you are an adult, you'd want to do some of these poems and translate some of the words. Il est grave, il est mère et père de famille. He's a serious man. Il est mère. He's like, what? He's the leader. And father, il est mère. What does mère mean? M-A-I-R-E. I have to look it up. Son faucon l'engloutit son oreille. His false, this, engloutit son oreille, like that, etc. The imagery comes through. All right? So it's 11:55. We're doing okay today. All right, so we've done that. Oh, come back to me, mister. Okay, come back to me. All right, what else did I write down? Compte sympathique. Now, I'm going to do something. I haven't written this down from now on, but I'm going to read some. I found a beautiful book. Isn't it magnificent? It's Le prime 1000 parole francesi. From unbelievable. It says here, okay, à la maison, la baignoire, le savon, le robinet, les bulles de savon, la brosse à dents, l'eau, la serviette, l'éponge, la douche, le dentifrice, le lavabo, les toilettes, la bibliothèque, la table, la radio, le radiateur, la laine, le papier peint, la pendule, le tapis, le coussin, le tourne-disque, la chaise, les lettres, le téléphone, la toile d'araignée, la mouche, le porte-manteau, le journal, l'araignée, les escaliers, le drap, le miroir, le peigne, les vêtements, le dredon, les tableaux, la descendre de lit, l'armoire, l'oreilleur, la brosse, la commode, le lit, la lampe. How intelligent is this? Look at this. These are all the elements in here, and then you'd have to do. You got to find them. La baignoire, le savon, le robinet, les bulles de savon, la brosse à dents, l'eau, la serviette, l'éponge, la douce, le dentifrice, le lavabo, les toilettes, la bibliothèque, la table, la radio, etc., which I said before. So that's how it's done. There are many activities that you can, in order to learn French. French is a beautiful language, and it's a language that is spoken in 50 countries. France was, with England, one of the great colonizers because I've just finished my history lessons 1 to 65, and I've stopped on the 15th century. In other words, from 1400 to 1499, and in that time the travellers from Europe went out to discover the rest of the world, so that we now know all of the places in the world as one world. Of course, one world visually, but there are so many divisions, and we're working through that for a better humanity. Okay, well, that's French for today. There's so much more. We could do a lot more, and you can see that I keep going with this. I'll have to do this after. Okay, now I haven't, of course, done the Spanish, but I'm going to continue with the Spanish from. Well, I didn't even sing one song. Isn't it amazing? I'll sing them all, but I want to do some Spanish today. I'm not going to do the grammar of the Spanish grammar today. I'm just going to do a few phrase books. That's it. Some phrases in Spanish. Okay? Let me see. Language problems. Okay, let's do Spanish, okay? Here we are. Soy inglés, soy americano, soy americana, soy inglesa. So if you're feminine. Soy americana if you are feminine. Habla inglés? Do you speak English? No, hablo español. Would you say that again? I don't understand. No entiendo. No entiendo. Would you say that again? Repita eso, por favor. Repita eso, por favor. Please, hable despacio, por favor. Speak slowly. So, okay. Soy australiano. Soy italiano. Soy italo-australiano. Welcome to Anetta Cozzo. Soy inglese, soy americano. Soy inglesa, soy americana. Habla inglés. No hablo español. No entiendo. Repita eso, por favor. Habla despacio, por favor. Speak slowly. Repeat that. I don't understand. No entiendo. No entiendo. Okay? Now, some of the polite phrases are pardon, está bien, de nada, no se preocupe, no importa, que, como dice, le molesto, siento haberle molestado, bien, está muy bien. So, sorry, excuse me, pardon. Sorry, excuse me, pardon. That's all right. Está bien. Not at all. Don't mention it. De nada. Don't mention it. Don't worry. No se preocupe. No se preocupe. It doesn't matter. No importa. I beg your pardon. ¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo dice? Am I disturbing you? Le molesto? Oh, it's a tough word in English. Molest. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Siento haberle molestado. Good, that's fine. Bien, está muy bien. Está muy bien. So, let me show you the actual words now. Okay, let's go. This is the Spanish. Okay? Soy inglés, americano, inglesa. Habla inglés, no hablo español, no entiendo. Repita eso, por favor. Habla despacio, por favor. And then this one's here. Pardon, está bien, de nada, no se preocupe, no importa, que, como dice, le molesto, siendo haberle molestado, etc., etc. Now, the thing is, with these, you can I'll just turn this thing around. Look at this. See, but you can do this. Do you know how do you say I am English? Soy inglesa or soy inglesa. How do you say, do you speak English? And whilst I was doing this, I found this poem of mine. Let me read it to you. Look at this. That's how I write my poetry anyway. Your steps, child of my silence, slowly placed towards the bed of my vigilance, proceed dumb and iced. Pure person, divine shadow, which are sweet, your steps retained. God, all the gifts that I guess come to me on these bare feet. If from your advanced lips you prepare to place on it, to the inhabitant of my thoughts, the nourishment of a kiss, don't haste this tender act, the sweetness of being and not being, for I have lived writing for you, and my head was no more than your step. Now, this is not my poem. This is a translation from the French. Sorry for that, but that was it. Okay, now, let's get back to me. Now, I'm just going to enjoy myself, and we're going to sing together. That's it. I'll do the French, I'll do the Spanish first, and then the French. And that way, it's like a repetition, you know, like, yeah. It's like finishing off with the two languages together. Cuando caliente el sol, aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Welcome to Aneta Cozzo. Wonderful for you to be there. Cuando calienta el sol, aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, tu recuerdo, mi locura, mi delirio, me estremezco. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. Love me with all your heart, that's all I want, love. Love me with all your heart, or not at all. Just promise me this, that you give me all your kisses every summer, every winter, every fall. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. Now that's when all right. But now, let's see whether I can do the Historia de un Amor. Okay. You got to change now. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Siempre fuiste la razón de mi existir. Adorarte para mí fue religión. En tus besos encontraba el calor que me brindabas, el amor y la pasión. Es la historia de un amor, como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan obscura, sin tu amor no viviré. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Es la historia de un amor, como no hay otro igual, que me hizo comprender todo el bien, todo el mal, que le dio luz a mi vida, apagándola después. Ay, qué vida tan obscura, si tu amor no viviré. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más, sufrir más, sufrir más. So those are the two Spanish songs that we've been doing from quite a while back. But then we can add the following French ones, and from none other than the lady herself, Edith Piaf. Okay? I can't remember now, see? When you change from one language to the other, you need a bit of time. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas. Je vois la vie en rose. See, I've done that, like La Historia de un Amor, but it's a different one. And I would need to learn to revise this in order for me to get this song back. But if I do more songs that I know in French, that'll come back. So let's do this one here. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, c'est payé, balayé, oublié, je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leurs trémolos, balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. See, that went all right, wasn't it? Then there is Milord in French, and it is a beautiful song that sung by Milva, of course, in Italiano, but Tom Padula is going to do it in French, because this is another one of Edith Piaf's songs that she sings. What a voice she had. Allez, venez, milord, de vous asseoir à ma table. Il fait si froid dehors, ici c'est confortable. Laissez-vous faire, milord, et prenez bien vos aises, vos pains sur mon cœur, et vos pieds sur une chaise. Je vous connais, milord, vous ne m'avez jamais vu. Je ne suis qu'une fille du porte, qu'une ombre de la rue. Pourtant, j'y vous frôlé, quand vous passiez bière, vous n'étiez pas peu fière, dame, le ciel vous comblait, votre foulard de soie flottant sur vos épaules, vous aviez le beau rôle, on aurait dit le roi, vous marchez en vainqueur au bras du demoiselle, mon Dieu, qu'elle était belle, j'en ai froid dans le cœur. Allez, venez, milord, vous asseoir à ma table. Il fait si froid dehors, ici c'est confortable. Laissez-vous faire, milord, et prenez bien vos aises, vos pains sur mon cœur, et vos pieds sur une chaise. Je vous connais, milord, vous ne m'avez jamais vu. Je ne suis qu'une fille du porte, qu'une ombre de la rue. I've stopped there because I want to do the other ones. That was only half the song. And then we got Salvatore Adamo, you know, Edith Piaf, Salvatore Adamo, and Cade la neve in italiano. Cade la neve, tararara. But in French, it goes like this. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, et mon cœur s'habille de noir, ce soyeux cortège, tout en larmes blanches, l'oiseau sur la branche, pleure le sortilège, tu ne viendras pas ce soir, me crie mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, tout est blanc de désespoir, triste certitude. Le froid de l'absence, cet odieux silence, blanche solitude. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir, me crie mon désespoir. Mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. Let me see. des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des ennuis, des chagrins s'effacent, heureux, heureux à en mourir. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi pour toi dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la. Now, that was Edith Piaf. Now, it wasn't too bad because of the translation, but she was a female. I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to sing that, pretending that it's you, that La Vie en Rose, that you are La Vie en Rose for a guy, for a man. So I'm going to translate that into French, in the feminine. Let's see if I can manage. Okay? So, will I show you as I do it? Oh yeah? Why not? Ok. Des yeux qui font bercer les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de la femme auquel j'appartiens. Quand elle me prend dans ses bras, elle me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Elle m'a dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Elle est entrée dans mon cœur, une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est elle pour moi pour elle dans la vie. Elle me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des ennuis, des chagrins s'effacent, heureux, heureux à m'en mourir. Quand elle me prend dans ses bras, elle me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Elle m'a dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Elle est entrée dans mon cœur, une part d'un bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi pour toi dans la vie. Elle me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la. Well, I bet you never heard that particular song sung by a guy with the translation, so that, you know, the person that is in the song is actually a female, not the guy. So it's from the guy's point of view. That's it. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for today, for your company, and I hope that other people come on and watch it later. Don't forget, you can share this work of mine. Feel free on your, you help your own friends and acquaintances by doing that. And it's important that this work is shared. And of course, I put on Facebook today I will talk about what we can do with these lessons, okay? But for now, au revoir, adios, à la prochaine semaine, okay? Next week, ciao. This is Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube, and of course, Insegna Booksellers.